Hi friends, welcome back to your yoga mat. Welcome back to my channel. I am Katie Arnold, and my personal intention for the month of December is permission to rest. And what this means for this channel is that I am re-releasing old videos that maybe didn't get the love that they deserved their first time being released. And I want to reintroduce those practices to you because I still believe that they are so valuable and that they're great classes. And for whatever reason, they just didn't get the love that they deserved when they were originally released. One of the reasons that I'm doing this is to provide myself an opportunity for more rest in this busy time of year. I want to encourage you, though, to also find more opportunities for rest. That can be physical rest, maybe taking a restorative class instead of a fiery vinyasa class. It could mean spending the afternoon laying on your couch reading a book and just enjoying that time to yourself. Whatever rest needs to look like for you in this season of your life, in this season of the year, this is your permission slip to take that time. So I hope you enjoy these classes and find that connection back to yourself on your yoga mat. So let's get to today's re-released Permission to Rest yoga class. Hi friends, welcome back to your practice. I am Katie Arnold, and today we are doing our Chakra Balancing Slow Flow. Now, there are classes on my channel specific for each chakra, but today we're going to bring them all together. We are going to balance our chakras from the root all the way up through the crown of the head in a nice slow flow class. Now, keep in mind that slow flow doesn't necessarily mean easy, but it does mean that we move at a slower pace. It's great for beginners because you have more time to get in and out of poses, but we will still build heat, build some strength. You may lose your breath a little bit, but in hopefully what is the best kind of way. In terms of props for this class today, you will need one block. If you don't happen to have a block, that's totally okay. You can grab a blanket and roll it up so you have a little blanket burrito. That works great for this. You could also grab a nice firm like throw pillow or something like that that you have in your house. Something that you can just be a little bit firm. But if you have a block, just like I do, something like this is great. But like I said, if you don't have a block, just grab a blanket or something, roll it up so you have a little burrito that is a nice firm prop. So go ahead and roll out your mats and I will meet you there. All right, friends, we are going to meet in a nice easy seat on your mat. So cross your legs, sit up tall, grounding down through those sit bones. Sitting up through the crown of your head. Allow those hands to rest down on your knees. One vertebrae stacked on top of the other. And just let yourself breathe. Begin to let go of the day. Let go of your agenda. Let go of any distractions. And just start to feel your breath. Feeling it enter and exit your body. Feeling it ground and anchor your energy. And notice it clear out any negativity. Just taking a few moments right here to bring ourselves into this present moment together. Bring ourselves into this practice where we're going to balance the chakras from the root all the way up through the crown of the head. Take a breath in. And on your exhale, just drop that right ear towards that right shoulder. Maybe walk those left fingertips away from the body to extend that stretch. If that's too much, you just walk those fingertips in a little bit. Inhale, rolling the chin towards the chest. And exhale, bring that left ear towards the left shoulder. And then again, maybe you walk those right fingertips out. Finding that place where you get a little bit more of a stretch. We can go a little bit deeper. Take a breath in. Exhale, drop that chin towards the chest. And inhale, lifting that head up and rolling over those ankles, finding our neutral tabletop position. Wrists come under the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Nice long spine. And inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze, coming through your cow pose. Exhale, belly button to spine, chin to chest for cat. Inhale through cow, heart shines forward, gaze is forward. Exhale through cat, spine rounds, pulling towards the sky. Taking a few more rounds as you move between your cow pose and your cat. Moving at the pace that feels good. Moving at the pace of your individualized breath. Taking one more round on your own. And only when you've completed your round, we'll meet in a child's pose. So those big toes come together, knees out nice and wide, hips down towards the heels, forehead to the mat. Walking those hands out in front of you. Bringing a nice stretch through the upper back and shoulders. Maybe that forehead can come all the way down on the mat, connecting that third eye chakra, that third eye energy center, that space between our eyebrows, allowing that connection with your mat. Once you're here, if you have that connection point, maybe just gently rock that forehead side to side, giving a nice little massage to that space. Allow that energy to root down through those sit bones. Inhale, pressing yourself up to your neutral tabletop position. Curling those toes under. Send the hips high, downward facing dog. Maybe pedaling out those heels, bending one knee, bending the other. Inviting some movement into this downward facing dog. Allowing this gentle movement to invite the backs of the legs, inviting the hamstrings into our practice. Knowing you can always bring a bend to those knees as you find some stillness in this downward facing dog. Let the chest press back towards your thighs. One more full round of breath. Inhale, send that right leg high back behind you. Exhale, step it through in between your hands, finding a nice runner's lunge, and soften that left knee down to the mat. Hands can stay right here, framing that front foot. Maybe they walk up to the thigh. Maybe both arms reach all the way up and overhead. Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Breathing into that front of that left hip flexor. Hips are square with the space. One more breath in. Exhale, bring that left hand on the inside of that right leg, right arm, now reaching up towards the sky, taking a twist. One more breath in. Exhale, bring that right hand to the mat. Make your way back, downward facing dog. Taking some movement between sides. And then we'll take this over to the other side. Inhale that left leg high. Exhale, step it through. Right knee softens to the earth. Same options for those hands. Find what works for you today. Stay and breathe. Big breath in. Exhale, bring that right hand on the inside of the left foot. Left arm reaching up towards the ceiling. Gentle twist. Final breath here. Exhale, let that left hand come to the earth. Step back, down dog. Inhale, coming up onto your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, gaze forward. Walk your feet to the top of your mat, finding a forward fold. Take a few breaths, hang here. Let those arms be heavy or grab onto opposite elbows. Release any desire to hold on to the head to try and hold it up here. Let it just be heavy. Maybe take a few sways side to side. One more breath in. Exhale, release, heel toe those feet to hips with distance. Press your hands into your shins. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine, flat back. Exhale and fold forward. Inhale, root to rise, stand up, sweep those arms up and overhead. Exhale, pull the hands down through heart center, and then bring them along by your side, mountain pose. Root down through all four corners of your feet, grounding your energy, maybe lifting all 10 toes so you really feel that lift in the arch, and then soften each toe back down to the earth. Let the shoulders relax down the back. Take a moment. Inhale, sweep those arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips. Inhale, up halfway lift. Exhale, plant those hands, step back to a high plank. Grounding down, creating a nice strong plank pose. Pressing into the mat with those palms, broadening through the collar blades, broadening through the collarbones and the shoulder blades. Lengthen those legs. Pull that belly in. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower down onto your forearms. Take an inhale. Exhale, drop the hips, the thighs, tops of your feet to the mat, finding your Sphinx pose. Those forearms parallel with one another. Lengthen through the legs. Heart shines forward. One more inhale. Exhale, start to lower down, slide those hands underneath the shoulders, keep those elbows in close. Inhale, baby cobra, head lifts, chest lifts. Exhale, lower, stack the hands, rest the forehead on stacked hands. This is our crocodile pose. Breathe, take a moment of rest. Take a moment to recenter. Taking some open mouth exhales if you have something to let go, some energy, some tension. A lot of breath. Just let it go. Start to press yourself up to your tabletop position and back to your downward facing dog. Inhale that right leg high behind you. Exhale, step it through in between your hands. Plant that left heel to the mat. And inhale, start to reach up, finding your warrior one. Squaring those hips with your mat. Maybe bringing your hands down onto your hips. Physically pulling that left hip forward, that right hip back slightly. Be mindful not to let those low ribs jut forward. Engage that core, pulling the low ribs in. Energy reaching up through those fingertips. Big breath in. Exhale, find a bind at your low back, clasping your hands together. Inhale, puff that chest up, pull that bind down towards the earth. And exhale, humble your warrior. Let that right shoulder come on the inside of that right thigh. Letting that bind now reach up towards the sky and forward. If that's too much on your shoulders today, just bring the hands down to the low back. Finding what works for you. Big breath in. Big breath out. Gently release that bind. Inhale, come back up, warrior one. It's okay if you're a little wobbly. Stay for the exhale. Ground down into that right foot. Inhale, bring that left foot up and through, one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, bring that left foot on the inside of that right thigh, tree pose. It can be down at your ankle like a little kickstand. Up at the inside of the calf, maybe all the way up on the inside of the thigh. Arms can be reaching up like branches or stay at heart center. Really ground down through that standing foot. Engage that core. One more inhale. And exhale. Inhale, sweep that left knee forward, coming back to that one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, step those left toes back, keeping that left heel lifted. This time we land in our crescent pose. Very similar to our warrior one, but that back heel is lifted. Our hips are still square with the front of the mat. Breath in, breath out. Feel that strong back leg. Inhale. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Back heel plants, arms come to a T. Gazing over that front middle finger. Now our hips are open towards the long edge of our mat. Still lunging into that right knee, keeping that right knee tracking over that right ankle. Flip that front palm. Inhale, reverse your warrior, reaching up and back. Exhale, we land back, warrior two. Inhale, reach up, star pose, heels in, toes out. Exhale, goddess squat, sink your seat down, cactus those arms, let those shoulder blades pull back. Take a few breaths here, feel strong, feel grounded, feel anchored. And if you're shaking, that's okay. One more breath in. Exhale, wide leg forward, fold, all 10 toes point towards the long edge of your mat. Hands come down onto the mat. Let that head be heavy. Take a few breaths here. If there's any movements in this wide leg forward fold, calling your name, I invite you to tune in and listen. Bring those fingertips to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low lunge to the top of your space. Inhale, step it back to that high plank. Stay for the breath out. One more inhale. Exhale is your forearm plank. Stay for one inhale. Exhale to your Sphinx. Drop those hips, thighs, tops of your feet come to the mat. Shine that heart forward. Breath in. Exhale, lower, slide the hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale up, baby cobra. Exhale, lower, stack your hands, find crocodile. Rest here. Catch your breath. Notice if it got away from you. Knowing that we can do a flow that is considered a slow flow, and still that breath can start to get away. It can still be hard and challenging. We can still build strength, still build some fire, maybe even sweat a little. Maybe taking a big cleansing breath, exhaling out of an open mouth. Pressing yourself up through tabletop, back to downward facing dog. What we do on one side, we have to do to the other. Inhale that left leg high. Exhale, step it through. Plant that back heel. Inhale up, warrior one. Again, squaring up those hips. Maybe shortening that stance so you can get that back foot planted all the way on the mat. Is that core engaged? Big breath in. Exhale, find that bind at your low back. Try to take the opposite grip from before. Inhale, puff that chest up, shoulder blades back. Exhale, humble your warrior. Left shoulder on the inside of that left knee. Find a place to rest your gaze. This is going to challenge your balance a little bit. So if you find yourself a little wobbly, find that jushti, that point of focus that isn't moving. Breath in and out. Inhale back up through that warrior one, releasing that bind. Stay for the exhale, ground down into that left foot. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana, sweep that right knee up and through. Exhale, land in your tree pose. Right foot on the inside of that left leg. Once again, finding that unmoving point. Think about pressing that standing leg back into that foot just as much as the foot presses into the standing leg. Zip that core up nice and strong. Breath in and out. Big breath in. Stay for the breath out. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, set that right foot back behind you. Land in your crescent warrior. Left knee tracking over that left ankle. If you feel like you're on a tightrope, I want you to heel toe those feet. Heel toe that left foot a little bit more to the left side of your mat. Let it feel like railroad tracks that your feet are on instead. Take a big breath in. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Breathing here. Letting the shoulders relax down the back. And if you find that left knee caving in towards the big toe, I want you to think about kind of gently pushing or pressing that knee so it's more in line with the outside toes of the left foot. Breath in and out. Flipping that front palm, inhale, reverse your warrior, reaching up and back. Exhale, we land back, warrior two. Inhale, star pose, heels in, toes out. Exhale, goddess squat, sink that seat down, cactus your arms, embrace the shake. Knowing that we are working, we're balancing energy. Sometimes you have to create a little energy and a little fire to get there. One more inhale. Exhale, wide leg forward fold. Let yourself hang. Get any movements that feel good here. Embrace the stillness. Embrace the pause.
Fingertips to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, low lunge to the top of your space. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, lower down to your forearm plank. Big breath in. Exhale, drop the hips, the thighs, finding your Sphinx pose, shining that heart forward. One more breath in. Exhale, lower, slide the hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, find crocodile. Take a few moments to rest, to breathe, to let go. To reconnect. Sliding your hands back underneath your shoulders, pressing yourself up through tabletop. And then make sure those hips are stacked over those knees. And then take a big step forward with the hands. And either the forehead is going to come down onto the mat, or if you have a little bit more space, you can bring that chin down to the mat. This is puppy pose, very similar to child's pose. If neither one feels available today, I want you to take child's pose. Getting in just a little bit more to the shoulders. Thinking about softening that heart forward. You have that chin to the mat, feeling the opening through the throat. Start to press yourself back up. We are going to swing those legs around, planting the feet on the mat, knees up high, sit up nice and tall. Start to lean that core or that torso back until you feel that core engagement. Then either lift the toes off the mat, keeping the heels down, or lift the shins parallel with the mat, finding our boat pose. Hands can rest behind your thighs or reach those fingertips forward. Two more breaths. Start to bring those feet back to the mat. Bring that right foot underneath, bringing that heel towards that left glute, and take that left foot, hop it up and over that right leg. That left hand's going to plant behind the right hip. Inhale that right arm high, and exhale, sweep it around, taking a gentle twist. If you have a little bit more space, you can bring that right elbow towards the outside of that left knee. Keep that spine tall. Gently unwind. Take it over to the other side. So bringing that, bending that left knee, that left foot towards that right glute. Right foot hops up and over that left leg. Plant that right hand behind you. Inhale, left arm high. And exhale, take that twist. Gently start to unwind. This is where you're going to need your one and only prop for the day, your block. Again, if you don't have a block, you can use a blanket rolled up or a firmer pillow. We're going to take that block, place it long on our mat so the long edges are parallel with the long edges of the mat. Sit a few inches behind that block. You might have to adjust a little bit as you slowly lower down, allowing the edges of that block to kind of line up with the shoulder blades. Forehead, or not forehead, the back of the head can come all the way down onto the mat. You can keep your feet planted with knees up towards the sky. You can extend both legs. You can bring the feet wide, knock the knees in towards one another, whatever feels good for you here. And just breathe. Feeling this opening in the heart space. So opening through the throat, if that head is gently back. And to come out of this, you can either roll over to one side, or you can just kind of gently roll yourself up and off of your block, moving it out of the way, and then lowering back down onto your back. This time bringing the bottoms of the feet together, knees out nice and wide, finding our reclined butterfly, our Supta Baddha Konasana. Arms can rest beside you, or you can bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Feel that breath rise and fall, allowing it to nourish you, to rebalance the energy within your body, and to let each exhale take with it something that you no longer need to hold on to. Maybe some of that stuck energy. Inhale, bringing both knees into your chest, taking a few gentle rocks side to side, massaging out that low back. And then just start to drop those knees over towards the right. Gaze can go left. Arms can be out at a T or maybe goalpost, depending on the space that you have for your practice today. I sometimes like to bring my right hand to that top leg, just helping to guide it a little bit more. Inhaling back through center. And exhaling over to the other side. Knees drop left. Gaze goes right. If they're not already, maybe blinking the eyes closed if that feels safe for you today. Otherwise, just letting your gaze be soft. Trying to help keep the eyes from that desire to dart all around our space. Inhaling the knees back through center. And just extend each leg out long on your mat, arms long beside you. Finding your Shavasana, your final resting posture.
When you're ready, start to reawaken the body, reawaken the breath. Be taking some big inhales and exhales, some gentle movements. I invite you to take a big good morning stretch, reaching long fingertips to toes. Rolling over onto your right side, finding a fetal position. Taking one more moment here to rest. Find gratitude for taking time for this practice. Gently pressing yourself up. Finding an easy seat. Ending this practice the same way we started. Roots down, crown high. Each vertebrae stacked. Each chakra balanced and stacked. One on top of the other. Hands can stay on your knees or come through heart center. Thank you all so much for joining me. Om Shanti. Peace. Hi friends, I'm just popping back in here real quick to ask you to please subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Like this video, comment below, and if there's something specific that you want to see, let me know that as well. Go find me on Instagram at I am Katie Arnold, and I would love to bring a class just for you.